The Police Minister Feroz Kachalia and the National Police Commissioner Fani Masemola are due in Cape Town today after a series of incidents in which people have been killed. There have been several mass shootings. You know, the long history of gang violence in parts of that area and the spate of shootings in the last couple of weeks, especially over this last weekend. Martin Makasi is the chair of the sub-district of the Nyanga Community Police Forum board. Martin, good afternoon to you and thank you for your time. If the police commissioner and the police minister were to knock on your door right now and to ask you to tell them what is going on, what would you say? What do you think they need to know about the situation?
Good afternoon, Steve, and the viewers. I think the first thing that they need to know is that our communities are under siege. We have experienced an unprecedented violence that is committed by gangs, which has led to a number of people being killed in areas like Mitchell's Plain, Bishop Lavis, Nyanga, Guguletu, a number of areas within the city of Cape Town district.
What do you think is leading to this? And I realize that there are deep-seated reasons that are well-entrenched that go into the history of gangs. But this particular violence, this spate of violence, is there something going on?
Look, the only observation that we are having now, one, it is the fact that there is no rule of law. People are operating as if we are in the jungle. And secondly, we have a huge problem with circulation of illegal firearms, which are unfortunately in the hands of wrong people within the communities. And there is a total breakdown of respect for the law by the gangs and people who are linked to the gangs.
What do you think it would take to restore that? So obviously more police officers, that would make a big change. Do you think that more police officers will be coming after this visit today?
More police officers is one addition that is required across the problematic stations or the stations that are already in the 30 prioritized list of police stations. In particular, in the gang stations, in the stations that we view them as experiencing serious challenges of gang violence. But also, we cannot do the same thing all the time and expecting different results. I am moving for a situation where we need to look at the anti-gang strategy. We need to look at areas that are functioning well in that strategy. And we also need to agree on areas that are not giving us the expected results.
Are there parts of the anti-gang strategy that are working that you think need to be made permanent?
Well, it's difficult to say they are working when we are picking up bodies every second day of the week. Then it requires us to go back to the drawing board to look at which part of the anti-gang strategy is working. I'll give you a practical example. This anti-gang unit was established in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And when it was launched, everything was on display. But when the unit started working, we started picking up that the unit is under-resourced. They don't even have enough working tools that they can utilize in trying to curb gang violence. I think we need to start there. In the gang, it was good to establish the anti-gang unit, but the failure was to ensure that the unit is properly resourced and the unit is given people who are trained on how to deal with gang-related violence.
This is a difficult question to ask. Do you think the police are serious about dealing with the gang violence in your area?
They want us to believe that they are serious because they've been telling us that they have a plan. And unfortunately, speaking to you today, 30 days later, we don't see the results of that plan. So one begins to wonder how serious they are about fighting gangsterism in our communities.
Such a long, difficult thing that is suddenly peaking right now. Martin, I mean, we've had so many news reports today about violence in the Western Cape and mass shootings, so where more than 2 people are killed. Is this just going to be life in Nyanga now? This is how it's going to be. Unless, I mean, I know the army's been in sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I just don't know if government is serious. I don't know if the police are serious. I don't know if we're actually going to see any change in your community. And I mean, I can't imagine what that must be like for you and your family.
Look, change is possible. Change is possible if government and the police, they begin to understand what is the true meaning of working in partnership and in collaboration. The biggest challenge that we are having is that government is not listening to communities. They prefer to bring rehashed intervention plans to the communities, and they expect communities to own these intervention plans. But what we are asking as community leaders is that begin to take the communities serious, begin to listen to the communities, because you'll pick up that solutions will come out of these communities. Now, this is what we've been saying to government, that it's well and good to have all these plans. But if the plan doesn't talk to what is happening in these communities, it's going to be difficult to address the problem. So if government can begin to take serious the whole issue of community engagement and begin to take the advices and the suggestions that are coming from communities, and they go back to the drawing board to do their planning. And they will plan based on what they have received from the communities.
Martin, thank you so much. Strength to you, sir. Martin Makasi is the chair of the Nyanga Sub-District Community Police Board.